much for joining me today. I know that it is such an interesting day with the first day of school being on Zoom and everyone's at their house or a neighbor's house or a family member's house. My name is Julie Jones, and for those of you that I haven't met, I am the super proud principal here from San Miguel. It is so nice to see you guys. I love all these smiling faces. This makes me so happy. I'm going to be honest, it was really hard for me to not be out in front of our big black gate this morning and be welcoming you all to school. So thank you guys for being here. It means so much to see some familiar faces and lots of new faces. So I'm going to ask that you keep your little microphone muted for now. I've got a lot of information to go over, and moms and dads and aunts and uncles and grandmas and grandpas and any kids, please go ahead and use that chat feature if you want to ask me a question or if you want to make any comments. And at the very end, you guys can turn your microphones on and we can have more of a discussion. But as we're going through things, if you have questions or you need more information, go ahead and use that chat feature, okay? So I am going to say good morning to everybody right now so you guys can see where that chat feature is. So that message that I just sent right there, go ahead and use that if you have any questions or want to share anything during my presentation. We also are going to be recording this presentation. So if you know anyone that's not able to be here this morning, or if you have to leave early, don't worry, it's going to be recorded and put on our really super awesome YouTube channel that Miss Adams and Miss Jerome are helping me put together. But we're gonna go ahead and get started. We got a lot to go over. So welcome, San Miguel. It is the first day of school. I'm so happy to see so many of you here. This is awesome. Like I said, my name is Miss Jones, and I am the super proud principal here at San Miguel. I hope you guys can all see on your screen a big PowerPoint presentation that says Welcome to 2021 at San Miguel Elementary. We're going to be following along with that. And then, like I said, if you have questions or want anything, go ahead and use that chat feature. All right, guys, so let's get going. So our agenda this morning, we're going to be here for about an hour. And again, if you need to leave early or if you know someone that needs to come in late, we are going to be recording this. So no worries if you need to, watch that at a later date. But our agenda for this morning, I'm going to share a little bit about who we are here at San Miguel. Whether you're new to us or you're a returning student or family, I want to make sure everyone knows who we are here. We can talk a little bit about what to expect from distance learning. And then also I want to make sure everyone knows how to stay connected with us here at San Miguel. Super important, especially since we're not all in the same place right this moment. All right. So that is my picture up on the screen if you can't see me on your Zoom. Again, my name is Miss Julie Jones. I am the proud principal here. Kids, you guys know you can call me Mrs. Jones or Mrs. J, whatever is easier for you. I answer to both. Moms and dads, grandmas and grandpas, aunts and uncles, please feel free to call me Mrs. Jones or just go ahead and call me Julie. I'm the principal here. I'm an advocate for all of your kids. I'm also a mom of a little one. And I'm a super duper lover of technology. I wanted to make sure that you guys know that I am your partner here. The only reason I have this job is because of your amazing kids. That is the only reason that I'm here. So I am your partner. We are going to get through this every step of the way. A lot of changes are probably going to happen throughout the school year with being in distance learning, coming back to school, a whole bunch of different things. So I am your partner to work through this with each and every one of you. I want to make sure that you guys know that I'm going to be sharing this PowerPoint later. So all of these links that you see with underlined and highlighted blue, those are all going to be live links that you'll be able to click on. One of the things I want to make sure that you know about is that we have this really super awesome, neat directory that Mrs. Hernandez in the front put together for us. You can see all of our staff members' pictures and learn a little bit about them. So make sure that you check that out. That's also on our website, on our San Miguel School website. A little bit about San Miguel. We've got a vision that drives every single thing that we do here. We are all about creating global 21st century learners who love art and music and who are guided by what's inside of them, their emotional intelligence. And we always tell our kids, imagine, believe, achieve. Imagine, believe, achieve. That's what we want everyone to be able to say when they're here at San Miguel. We've got quite a lengthy what we call mission, but really at the core of it, it's about making sure that our students and our staff are doing the best they can, that they love learning, and that they're responsible citizens. We offer a ton of different technology programs. We also offer programs like ballet and Malashok and all of these really great things to guide kids into their love of art. And we also make sure that this is a very peaceful place on campus. We've got lots of things happening here that when you return to school, they're going to look a little bit different, but still the expectations are the same, that everyone is safe and happy and healthy here at San Miguel. We are also a Leader in Me school, and for those of you that are returning students, I want to make sure that you remember those habits still happen when you're at home. So just because you're at home doesn't mean that you're not listening first or seeking first to understand and then be understood. You're sharpening your saw. You're synergizing with those are at your house, because those habits should be with you whether you're at school or at home. Really, really important. Oops, I just clicked a button that I shouldn't have on my computer, so something might pop up right now. I want to talk a little bit about what to expect from distance learning at San Miguel. If you guys can see this thing on my screen, it just kind of made me smile a little bit. That there's a little guy pushing over this really big giant cube, trying to figure out how to get it to roll. And then we've got another little guy on the right who's pushing a really, really, really big sphere. So that was my analogy of, in the spring, we were in distance learning, but it was a little crazy. Let's just be honest. A lot of things were happening. People had packets and didn't have computers and all of this. We were really trying to figure out what was going on in this world. Now we're at a place in distance learning where it's still that big sphere. It's still a lot of work and a lot of things that we've got going on, but we're on a roll. We're on a roll. We've got it going. So let's talk a little bit about what distance learning is going to look like for you and for your kids at home. So again, once I send this out to you guys and make this PowerPoint available on our website, all of these links will be live. So I know that you can't click on them right now, but take a deep breath. They are going to be live and you can click right on them once you get this PowerPoint, which will happen today. So if you are in a place where you are new to San Miguel or new to distance learning or new to Lemon Grove, and you're like, where do I even start? There is so much happening. I don't even know where to get connected. I'm going to give you 5 easy steps to get going. This is where you need to start. So the first one is, our Lemon Grove School District made a really awesome resource for families, and it's called the Roadmap for Reopening. It is available on our district website, but I also put the link in there. Again, you're going to have access to that very soon. But that gives you a whole bunch of information on all of the different things happening in terms of getting ready and jumping into the new school year. If you do not have a Chromebook for your child, or all of my San Miguelians on this computer or on this Zoom, if you do not have a computer that is yours, we will help you. Our school district will give a computer to every single child that needs one. The first thing that you have to do is fill out the Chromebook request form. Many of you have already done this, and I will assure you that we are moving as fast as we can to get them out to everybody. Moms, dads, aunts, uncles, grandmas, grandpas, if you have filled out that Chromebook request, you already got the confirmation that you submitted it, we will contact you here at San Miguel. Mrs. Hernandez or Mrs. Harville, our amazing secretary and health clerk in the front office, they will contact you as soon as that Chromebook comes in, and you can pick it up here in the main office during work hours. So again, if you've already submitted that Chromebook request and you're just waiting for it, as soon as that Chromebook is here, we will contact you. If you need help with internet, because a Chromebook is one thing, but we got to get you on the internet too. If you need help with internet, again, we are here to give that to you. We have partnered with Cox Communications, and there's a program called Cox Connect to Compete. Woo, that's a mouthful. Cox to Connect to Compete. If you need help with internet, this link will be live, and you can click on that link and we can help you to get free internet in your home. I also want to make sure you know that our Lemon Grove School District website is an awesome resource with tons and tons and tons of information. So I put the link in there. You can also just go to Google and type in Lemon Grove School District, but a lot of information is coming from that website. So please make sure that the adults in your home are checking on that. If you have a computer, if you have internet, if you are having problems with the actual technology, like the keyboard doesn't work, or my screen is cracked, or there's a big black line through the middle of my screen, our technology department is here to help. I understand that many of you have been calling this morning and it's hard to get through to anybody. That really is just because it's the first day of school and there's so many different things bubbling up with everyone's computers. So be patient and know that if you email them or leave them a message, they will get back to you. So again, if you're having problems with any of your technology that we've provided, our Lemon Grove School District Help Desk is here to help. Okay, so if you are not sure where to get started and there's just a lot of information coming at you, follow these 5 steps. Go from left to right, and whatever you haven't done, click on one of those and get going that way. Now, let's say that you guys have already done that. Let's say that you've gone through all of this stuff and you're ready for round number 2. I want to make sure that you know how your child, or for all my friends on this meeting right now, I want to make sure that you know what your teachers are going to be asking of you. So if you were in Lemon Grove School District last year, you remember that you had a Google Classroom, you logged on through Clever, all of those things should sound familiar to my friends that are returning. If they're new to you, every child will get an invitation, and many of you probably already have from your teacher, but you will be getting an individual invitation for your child to join your teacher's Google Classroom, which really what it is, if you think about it, we've got room 1, room 15, room 4 here at school. We've just picked up that room and we've put it in Google. So everything that you need that you would have previously found in room 4 or room 1 or room 15 is going to be in your Google Classroom. A really important thing too is that we also are doing all of our communication with families through Class Dojo. Some of you, if you are returning families, may be more familiar with the Remind app. Because we wanted to make sure that everyone was getting the same information in the same way, we've moved all of our staff over to Class Dojo. I believe that all of you should have received an invitation from your teacher for your Class Dojo. If not, please email your teacher directly. Class Dojo is a super, super awesome resource. It's an app. You can download it to your phone, and it literally is like text messaging with your teacher. It's a really, really nice way to connect with them. You can send work samples through there. You can send them private messages, and you can also hook up to our school story, which is our whole San Miguel umbrella of Class Dojo. And we send lots of information out through our school story on Dojo. Information on things happening here at school, information on things that are coming up from the school district. So again, lots of things from Dojo, but moms, dads, grandmas, grandpas, aunts and uncles, adults at home, make sure that your teacher has connected you on Class Dojo, because that is going to be where you get all of your information. And also, if you have to share with your teacher, that's how you can do it as well. So let's say you've already got that down. You're rocking and rolling, ready to go. What's the next step? I want to make sure that you guys also know what is going to be expected in terms of academic work, curriculum, all of that good stuff. We will still be using the same materials that we were using previously, which include Benchmark, Go Math, Studies Weekly, and iReady. If you're a continuing student, some of these should probably sound familiar to you. But for all of my new folks, all of this curriculum material is also available online, which is really, really, really great since we don't have kids in front of us right now. You don't have to worry about these things right now because all of this will come from your classroom teacher. So in that big green box down at the bottom, it says specific details about assignments will come through your child's Google Classroom. So if you're like, how do I get to iReady and where is this and what is that? It's all going to come from your teacher in their Google Classroom. Okay, so again, just remember that all of these things that were happening at school in front of you on paper are still going to happen in your Google Classroom. Okay, all right, we are cruising. Guys, remember in that chat box, if you have questions or you need to talk or anything, or if you have something to say, please make sure that you enter it in that chat box right there. All right. So when thinking about distance learning, I wanted to make sure that you also knew what to expect in terms of a schedule. So many of you have already connected with your teacher this morning on a Zoom, which is super exciting. The first 8 days of this school year, all that we are focusing on is making sure kids are connected. Kids know who their teachers are. They know who the students in their classroom are. We also want to make sure that we're making sure you're feeling good about being here at San Miguel. I know it's a little stressful sometimes to be at home all the time with moms and dads and grandmas and brothers and little sisters. So we want to make sure that we're connecting you in your heart with our teachers. We also want to make sure that everyone's got a Chromebook. Everyone has a charger. Everyone's hooked up to Google and to Dojo and all of that good stuff too. So the first 8 days really are going to be about making sure that everyone is connected. Once everyone is connected, your teacher will be connecting with you individually to get more information about who you are. This could be, what's your favorite color? What name do you like to be called? Tell me, can you count from 1 to 10? All of that good stuff can happen. But the first 8 days are going to be all about connecting and learning who each of you are. You also may have some teachers that want to do some kind of sort of knowledge gathering is what we're going to call it. And what that looks like is that they may actually want to meet with you kind of one-on-one. So just the teacher in front of his or her screen and you in front of your screen. And they may be showing you some letters or some numbers and asking you to tell them what they are. They may be asking you to do some reading for them or maybe even some writing. But the first 8 days are going to be all about getting everyone connected and making sure that we get information about everybody. Starting September 8th, things are really going to ramp up. So we can kind of all learn and grow together for the first 8 days. And then come September 8th, it is going to be a little bit of a change of scenery. And that's because kids are going to have a really, really robust schedule of virtual learning, what we call synchronous, which is at the same time, and asynchronous learning. This is going to be a total of about 5 hours a day for my friends in kindergarten through 6th grade. Preschool is a little bit different, so if we have any preschool families here, because preschool, we know that those friends need a little bit less time in front of the screen. That'll be a little bit shorter of a day but for my kindergarten through 6th graders, you're going to have about 5 hours worth of a school day today, or starting September 8th. So more information coming from your teachers, but just to kind of think ahead, it's really important, friends, that you are getting in a routine now. You get up at the same time during Monday through Friday. You eat a healthy breakfast. You've got a space to learn because things are going to start to increase as the school year progresses. Okay? All right. So I talked a little bit about asynchronous versus synchronous learning. Those are really big words that I'm still having a hard time learning how to spell, but I'm going to kind of give you a really easy definition with some pictures. So synchronous learning, if you're looking at the screen, my screen, you'll see on the left-hand side, there's 2 pictures. There's one of a teacher holding a book up in front of a computer screen, and there's also a picture of a person of a teacher with a headset on and a microphone, and they're having a conversation. So synchronous learning means that we're all learning together at the same time, but in different places. So I might be here in my office, Mrs. Jenkins may be in her room, we may have friends that are at their house or at a neighbor's house, but we're all on the same Zoom at the same time, learning together, but just from different spaces. So everyone's school day is going to include some of that synchronous learning. We also have what's called asynchronous learning. And if you're looking at the screen, the photo's on the right-hand side. There's a photo of a gentleman and a young lady, and then we also have a video of a teacher. So those are examples of asynchronous learning. And those things are going to be assignments from your classroom teacher, but you are going to do them on your own. So this could be maybe with an adult in your home or on your own. You may be asked to do some work with a book or with some manipulatives that you have, or you may be watching a video that your teacher records. So if you look at that bottom picture on the right, you can see that that's a video. And it's a video because at the bottom, there's a little play button with a bar to tell you how far that you are in the video. So your teachers will be recording videos of themselves doing read alouds or math lessons or writing units, and they'll be giving you the links to those in your Google Classroom. And you may be asked to do those on your own. The great part about the asynchronous learning is that can happen at any time during the school day. So moms, dads, grandmas, grandpas, adults at home, if you work during the day or if you work in the evening and need to sleep in the morning, you can work through these kinds of assignments with your students on your own time, maybe in the afternoon or the evening. There is an expectation that this asynchronous learning get done, but we are able to be much more flexible about the timing. And that's because we know that everyone right now is just trying to figure out who's on first and where am I and how am I going to get to work and who's going to be with my child during their Zoom. So asynchronous learning provides opportunities for families and adults at home to work with their children during different parts of the day. So take a deep breath. Both of these things are going to happen. You're going to have a ton of information from your teacher about them, but there is flexibility about that big asynchronous chunk of instruction. I know I'm throwing a lot of information at you guys, so if you have questions, please use that chat feature. And remember too that I'll be sharing this presentation with you, and we are recording this as a video, so you can go back and watch it. If you were like, what did Miss Jones say? Synchronous is what? And this is what? You can always go back when you have a little bit more brain space and watch this at a later date too. All right, so speaking of synchronous instruction, that synchronous instruction will look like Zoom, just how we're doing here. So it'll be an invite from your teacher, a link on your Google Classroom schedule. You'll sign in and you'll see this kind of format. You may also see some expectations from your teacher about how student behavior on Zoom. If you're looking at my screen right now, the expectations from your teacher, maybe if you're a kindergartner or first or second grader, your Zoom rules may look like the rules on the left, where they have a picture, they show you what that actually should look like. And for all of my upper grade friends, your Zoom expectations may look like the ones on the right. But it's important that all of our friends understand that on Zoom, the way that you behave in the class, we expect you to behave the same way on Zoom. It looks a little bit different because you're in front of a computer screen, but we want all of our San Miguel leaders to be acting like leaders at their home in front of their computers, okay? So if anyone needs a really cute little reminder or an idea of what this looks like, I'm not going to show the video because I know our time is short today, but there's about a 1.5-minute video, and I would encourage moms and dads, grandmas and grandpas, aunts and uncles at home, I would encourage you to watch this with your little one. It's about 1.5 minutes long. And it's just kind of a friendly reminder for kids of what Zoom expectations look like. So when you get this sent to you, you can click on this link, but it's just about 1.5 minutes long video that I just couldn't resist putting it in there. So when thinking about synchronous and asynchronous learning, I want everyone to know that attendance still does count. The reason it counts is because we have Senate Bill 98, which was introduced in July, and part of that Senate bill requires that we take attendance. And parents are like, what? Attendance? How do you take attendance? My kid's not even at school right now. So what attendance looks like is that students are marked present if they were, if students were available for their synchronous or asynchronous work. So for example, if we have a student who had a Zoom meeting this morning and they showed up, check, they're present. Now let's say that we have a friend that could not get to their Zoom lesson today for some reason. The teacher is going to be providing some asynchronous work, and that may look like reading 20 minutes a day, or practicing letters, or practicing their numbers. There is going to be asynchronous work that's provided, and if the students complete that asynchronous work and provide it to the teacher, then they are also counted as present. So take a deep breath, adults at home. If you couldn't get on Zoom today, or you can't get on Zoom tomorrow, but the teacher's giving asynchronous work, we will still mark you as present. Now, if children that are marked as absent, that means that they did not attend their asynchronous learning on Zoom, and they also did not do any of their asynchronous work. Now, again, like I was mentioning before, asynchronous work can happen throughout the day, even in the evening time, maybe when there's more adults home. So what teachers will be doing is they will be looking back the following day and seeing, did anyone submit any asynchronous work in the evening? If students submitted asynchronous work in the evening, we will go back and we will change their mark to present that day. So lots of flexibility there. We're going to have to kind of get used to this as we get going. But I wanted to let you know that the district office, the Lemon Grove district office, did put together some really nice videos. And I linked them here on the slide deck. Again, as soon as you get this electronically, you'll be able to click on those. But there are some really nice videos done in English and in Spanish on what attendance looks like in terms of distance learning. Okay. All right. So when thinking about kids not being at school, I have some kids going, well, where am I going to get my school lunch from? And how about that really yummy breakfast burrito that I get every now and then? Just like we are obligated to provide students with technology, we are also responsible for making sure that all of our students that are enrolled have healthy meals during the school day. This morning, we had our very first meal drive-through distribution. If any of you were there and I saw you and gave you a little wave, it was great to see you. Our nutrition services will be providing 2 drive-through meal distributions every week to students actively enrolled at San Miguel. This week, because we're starting on a Wednesday, it's kind of a minimum week, if you will, drive-through meal service this week is Wednesday, today, and Friday. Starting next week, and then every week continuing it while we're in distance learning, parents can pick up, our adults can pick up drive-through meal service on Mondays and Thursdays from 7:30 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. If you were to drive by our parking lot right now, you would see a whole bunch of cones and caution tape. It's a really clear path to kind of drive through. When you get to the end, we will have our amazing staff from the kitchen ready with bags, we're going to call them meal kits, to hand to you. And your child will have enough breakfast, lunch, and supper, enough of those meals to get them through until the next school day pickup. People are like, supper? What's supper? Supper is a really hearty afternoon kind of snack. So if any of my friends that go to EDP can explain it for me, because you get supper when you're at EDP, it's just a protein, a fruit, and some kind of vegetable in the afternoon. So you do not have to have your child with you in the car. I know that a lot of kids are needing to be in front of their computers maybe during some of this time. So what we will ask, though, is that when you come pick up, you let us know which child you're picking up for. Our nutrition services will be sending you a district-issued student ID card, so you can flash them with the ID card if you have it. They'll do a quick little beep, beep, scan it, and then they'll hand you your meal kits. And then you keep on driving. That will be happening every week as long as we are in distance learning. Now, if students return to campus, then this obviously would taper off, and we would be having meal distribution here at school. Oh, someone, thank you, Nydia, in the chat gave me some really good information. This morning she was here, and they said, she said that the kitchen staff really appreciated having students' name on the dashboard. Thank you so much for that information. So if you don't have that information card yet, it sounds like if you just write your student's first and last name on a piece of paper and put it on your dashboard, they can get the information that way. So if you don't have an ID card yet, or you're not sure how to go pick up meal distribution, just write your child's name on a big piece of paper, put it on your dashboard, and they'll get you through the drive-through that way. Thank you so much for that information. That's really good to know. All right, moving along to our really, really exciting thing, because this means I get to see some of you guys, and I'm so excited about it. We are going to be providing materials to all of you guys enrolled here at San Miguel. So what it looks like, they look like this. They look like really big bags of all kinds of good stuff. So you've got crayons and pencils and paper and notebooks and all of this really amazing stuff. And we've got one for every student in every single grade level. We are finishing putting them together today and tomorrow, and Friday we will begin our first instructional materials distribution. Information was sent out via email for it yesterday afternoon. If you didn't get it, I will go ahead and let you know now. Friday, you will be able to pick up your instructional materials for your child from 9:30 to 10 a.m. If your last name begins with letters A through F, you can pick up. 10 to 10:30, if your last name begins with letters G through L, you can pick up. 10:30 to 11, if your last name begins with M through S, that's your turn. And then folks whose last names begin with T through Z, your pickup on Friday is 11 to 11:30. If you missed that, you don't have pen and paper, your phone died and you were trying to write it into your calendar, don't worry about it. You can call the office or please check your email. We send emails out pretty consistently, and if you have an email address with us on file, you should have gotten that yesterday afternoon, okay? Now, if you can't come on Friday for some reason, the time doesn't work for you, we will be having a second round of materials pickup on Monday. Monday, 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock, anybody can come. So same thing, you'll drive through the school parking lot just like we do for meals. And then we will have tents with bags for kindergarten, first grade, second grade, et cetera, et cetera. So again, if you missed it, let me say it one more time, but an email did go out yesterday afternoon. This Friday, you can pick up your instructional materials 9:30 to 10 if your last name begins A through F, 10 to 10:30 if your last name begins G through L, if your last name begins M through S, 10:30 to 11, and if your last name begins T through Z, you can pick up 11 to 11:30. Now again, if you cannot make it at that time, we will be providing a second pickup on Monday from 2 to 4 p.m. So if your child has a Zoom scheduled, or if you're at work and no one can get here, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. on Monday, anybody can come. It might be a little bit busier, but anybody can come from 2 to 4 on Monday. And if for some reason neither of those times work for you, Friday morning or Monday afternoon, please give us a call here at the school and we'll figure something out. It's very important that everybody has a Chromebook, but it's also very important that everyone's got pens and papers and highlighters and all that good stuff too. All right. Again, I know I mentioned this before, but if you have requested a Chromebook through the district, we will contact you as soon as that Chromebook is ready for pickup, okay? And you can come pick up that Chromebook anytime the office is open. All right. So we are all done with the distance learning piece. Now I have a couple little tidbits to share with you in terms of how to stay connected with the school, because this is so important, especially because we are not all in the same place right now. We have a ton of digital ways to connect with us. We've got a school website that is always up to date, thanks to our amazing secretary, Tanya Harville. We also have a YouTube channel that we are putting all of our recorded meetings on. So like, for example, we had kinder orientation yesterday. That's up on the YouTube. Once this is over, we'll put this up on the YouTube channel. I make a really crazy video every Monday called Jump Into Monday with Mrs. Jones. I put those up on there. Anything that we do, we will record it and we will house it on that site so that if you miss something or you come late or you have to leave early, it's all going to be there. Because kids are on YouTube, so the adults might as well be on YouTube as well, right? We're also on Facebook. I did not know this until a few days ago, but we have an awesome teacher here, Miss Danielle Adams, who is our kind of Facebook master and puts all of our stuff on Facebook in terms of photos and really cool events that we've got going on. We also have a digital parent handbook, which is an amazing thing that also Miss Danielle Adams put together. It is available on our website, but once you get this presentation later on today, you can click on that. And this is replacing our paper handbook right now since we don't have kids on campus. But you can click on it, and do we have time? We do. I'm actually going to go ahead and jump off my presentation and show you guys this. This is our amazing parent family handbook. It's super user friendly. You just click on any one of these and it sends you right to that page or right to that piece of information right there. So I clicked on teacher contacts and it's right there. If you want to go to our YouTube channel, you click on that and it takes you right there. So it's a really, really great family handbook that I'm super excited about being able to share with you guys. We also, I mentioned earlier, everyone should be on Dojo. Your teacher should have either sent you a Dojo invitation, or if you haven't got one yet, you can search for them. But all of our teachers will be using Class Dojo this year. Like I said, it's super easy. It's an app on your phone. It's almost like text messaging. It's a really, really great resource. And then, like I mentioned before too, the Lemon Grove District website also has a ton of information. We try and replicate anything on our San Miguel site if you check that more frequently, but there is a lot of information on the district website as well. So those are all of the great ways to stay connected. We're trying to give you too many ways to stay connected so that if you only hit one of them, you're still getting the same information. Now, if you want to click onto all of those and connect, that's amazing. But if you could only do one or two, like, okay, Mrs. Jones, that's enough for me. I can do Facebook and I can do Dojo. Awesome. We will get you the information you need via all of these avenues. All right. And then that's it. Holy moly, that was a lot of information for everybody. But like I said, don't worry. This is recorded. You can access it later. We'll be sending out the link for the presentation as well as the PowerPoint. So if you want to go in and click on these links and check things out, you'll be able to do that later today once we get this out to you guys. There's only been a few questions in the chat box, and I think I've covered all of them. Oh, I did miss one. What if we are at work and unable to do those hours? If you mean for the instructional materials, if you can't make it Friday or can't make it Monday, please call us here at the office. We'll work something out. It's really important that we get kids what they need. But that is the end of my spiel, my big holy moly brain dump of information. So please feel free to go ahead and add questions to the chat box if you want to unmute yourself, and you can ask a question that way. Otherwise, so if you have to get on with your day, I'm super happy to just say goodbye to you as well. Thank you guys for being here. Question in the chat box. Do we put the student's name on the dashboard too? Oh, that is such a great question, Max. I did not even think about that. If you are driving through for instructional pickup, you do not need to have your student's name. You'll just need to make sure that you go to the right grade level 10. So for example, if your child is a 3rd grader and a 5th grader, then you're going to head to the 3rd grade tent and the 5th grade tent. and then we just will have a checkoff list, and you can just holler out your name that way. Any other questions? Just lots of goodbyes and thank yous. Oh, Julia, you're the best, girl. Carmen, pick up for food. Is there after hours? Great question, Carmen. If you cannot make those 7:30 to 8:30 hours for meal pickup, please contact our kitchen directly. Let me get you that phone number. Where is... I don't have that my piece of paper in front of me. Bye, Cielo. So good to see you. If you go to the district website and you type in or you look for our nutrition services page, their phone number is on there. And if you can't make that 7:30 to 8:30, you can arrange a separate pickup time with them. Okay. Oh, Elise Hernandez, you're amazing. Contact Holly Bauer and Kitchen Services at 825-2601. That's our amazing health clerk, Elise Hernandez, who's keeping me on point. You can reach out to Nutrition Services at 825-2601. Any other questions in the chat box? Anything else? And moms and dads and grandmas and grandpas and aunts and uncles and parents and adults at home, I know this is a lot of information. If you forget things and you need help, your teacher is an amazing resource. Elise and Tanya in the front office are an amazing resource. I am here. We are here to help you guys figure all of this out. We're all learning together. I know I don't have all the answers, but we will get you the information that you need. And we appreciate you guys hanging in with us while we figure all of this out. There's a little bit of a steep learning curve, but we know that the most important thing is getting our kids what they need. So again, if you have questions, please feel free to go ahead and put them in that chat box. And if you need to head out, that's totally fine as well. Max, the pickup for food, you can drive through or you can walk up. Because we have such a large number of people that will be picking up for the instructional materials, we would really prefer that if families are able that they drive through. Now, if you do not have a car or something happens to your car or you can only get to school by walking, then please walk up and we will get you what you need. But we do prefer that if possible, families do the drive-through instructional pickup. Let's see. Are students expected to navigate at home learning on their own if both parents are working? Evening schoolwork is a lot to expect from working parents. I have gotten this question from many families. I am a working mom as well and trying to figure out how this is all going to happen, because I know that I actually can see that some of you are on this meeting right now from your workspace. So what we are going to ask is that if you have challenging schedules and it's really hard to figure out how to get your kids online, I'm going to ask that you first connect with your teacher. I was in a second grade room yesterday talking with a teacher who said, I just had a really great conversation with a parent about how to put some kind of unique schedules in for this one particular student, because mom works 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. and dad works 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. So we kind of were able to tweak some things for this individual student. So while we know that you can do that asynchronous work during the evening or even on the weekends, I know that that's a lot, especially for our parents that work. So that first thing I want you to do is connect with your child's teacher and see what kind of arrangements you can make that way. If there is kind of a sticking point or a roadblock for some reason, that teacher will let me know, or you can also contact me directly and say, Mrs. Jones, I need help. We are not getting anything done, and I feel like my child isn't learning. Please reach out to us. Teacher first, and then we will figure this out, because we've really got to be flexible right now for everybody's schedules. Other questions? We've still got about 15 minutes if anyone else would like to would like to chat. Oh, I see lots of familiar friends' names on these screens. This makes me so happy to see some of you guys. Is that Divine? I see you, girl. All right, guys. Other questions? How else can I help you guys? Great question. How do we get certain class dojo codes? So what you can do is if you go to class dojo, you can search for your teacher's name directly. So you can search for Mrs. Buell at San Miguel or Miss Sovlin at San Miguel. But your teacher should have sent you, and I'm fairly sure that all of them did. I don't have my list in front of me right now. I'm so sorry. They should have sent you an individual invitation. They can only send that to you if they have your email address and your phone number. So if for some reason you weren't able to connect with them, make sure that they have that and they can send you a personalized invite to join their class dojo. Good question. If we picked up a Chromebook but are having problems with it, is there a number that we can call to get tech support? There definitely is, and that is one of those things that I am going to definitely need folks to reach out to our help desk specifically. We can help you with, questions in terms of my teacher's name and my Google Classroom and all of that good stuff. But there is a phone number for our help desk. If you call 825-5600, which is our district office, you can ask for extension 3000. So I'll go ahead and put that in the chat. 825-5600 and extension 3. Oh, that is not working. I didn't realize I was typing on something else. But that is the best place for you to contact for tech kind of support. And that's simply because we don't have the ability to do any of the kind of tech troubleshooting. They are busy, but they will get back to you. So we appreciate your guys' patience while they try and get everybody set up. Other questions? Look at all of my San Miguelians on here. It is so nice to see some of your faces. I hope that you were able to be with your teacher in her class today. Great question. Are the students required to wear uniforms when they come back? Seeing we are not sure when students will return. Awesome question. So our county is technically off of the, I forget the formal name, but the COVID-19 watch list. So if we remain off of that watch list for 14 consecutive days, districts do have the option or the ability to return to in-person school. Our district superintendent has committed to providing parents with 4 weeks notice for that to happen. And uniforms are exactly one of those things that would need to get worked out during that 4-week time. Going from distance learning, we would toggle back to what we called hybrid schedule. And hybrid schedule looks like students on campus for part of the week and doing distance learning for the other part of the week. When students do return to campus, whether it's a hybrid schedule or a full return to school, students do still need to wear uniforms. So the same San Miguel school uniform would apply once students return to campus. But moms and dads and adults at home, take a big sigh of relief that once we are able to return to in-person school, you will have a required 4-week notice to prepare. And for some of you, that means getting uniforms or getting childcare in place or getting backpacks and shoes and all of that good stuff. But yes, once students physically return to campus, they will need to wear a uniform. And if you need help with uniforms, just like during the school year, you can always call us and we can get you some resources as well. $1 million question in the chat box. Since we are off the watch list, does it look like we are on our way to hybrid schedule? I wish I had the answer, but my humble opinion as Mrs. Jones right here in this room at 10:52 a.m. on Wednesday, August 26th, I want to believe that we are on our way to returning to a hybrid schedule. And that's because if you just look plainly at the numbers, we are seeing a decline in some of the metrics that initially put us on the watch list. Now, that's just my opinion. I know that doesn't always count for a lot, but what I really want to believe in my heart and my mind is that we can get kids back to school as soon as possible, because that is just where they need to be. Not that everyone's homes aren't amazing, but we really, really, really miss our San Miguelians here. Any other questions? We've got about 8 minutes left. I am happy to answer anything. Will we have the option to keep them on distance learning instead of hybrid? So we do have some families who have some concerns with students returning to school, even if we are permitted to come back to the hybrid schedule. The district does have what's called a full year distance learning virtual academy. Woo! Full year distance learning virtual academy. And what that is that allows students to be in distance learning mode for the whole entire school year. Because it is the first day of school, they have already gotten the virtual academy up and running. So if you are interested in exploring that option, my understanding is that there is a wait list right now, and you should request to have your child's name put on that wait list for the virtual academy. I don't have all of the information for it, but if you go to the district website, lemongrovesd.net, or you call the main number, which is 825-5600, they can get you in contact with a person that can get you on the waiting list for that. So again, that's a full year distance learning virtual academy. And what that means is that students enrolled there, even if we return to physical school, they would be in distance learning for the whole year. Other questions, guys? We've got about 6 more minutes. Is that Mr. Eric I see? What are you doing, buddy? Any other questions? Moms, dads, grandmas, grandpas, adults at home? Anything else? I'm happy to be here to help. I know there's a lot of information I just threw at you. Well, guys, if there's not anything else, I am happy to stay for the next 5 minutes until 11. You are welcome to head on with your day. Thank you so much for being here. I know it's hard in the middle of the day, but I'm hopeful that being able to have this recorded as well will get to some folks. Thank you so much for taking the time. It's so nice to see some of you guys. Oh, I miss my San Miguelians so much. Oh my gosh. Oh, thank you for your time. I'm so, so, so happy that you guys were able to join us this morning. Thank you so much for being here, guys. Yes, have a good, safe day, everyone. Stay safe so we can come back to school. Anything else, guys? Anything else?
Yes, a hamster for a business. He's having a business time.
Anything else, guys?
Bye.
Bye, guys. Bye. Bye, guys. Bye, friends. So nice to see you. I miss you guys so much. So good to see you. Bye.
Bye.
For coming this morning. Oh, look at all these waving faces. I'm going to cry. I miss you guys so much.
Bye.
Oh. Oh, bye, Mackenzie. It's so good to see you. Bye, guys. Oh, it's so good to see you.
The hamster is on my shoulder. Oh, never mind.
Bye, Miss
So good to
Jones.
see you guys. Is that a hamster? What is that?
Yes,
A mouse? A gerbil?
it's a hamster.
Oh my gosh. Well, I hope it's keeping you busy during your time at home.
Bye, Miss
Thank you
Jones.
everyone so much for being here. It was so good to see you guys. Let us know if you need anything. It was so nice to see everybody. All right, everyone. Well, have a good, safe day. We hope to see you all soon. Let us know how we can help.
He's rolling. He's exercising.
Bye, everybody. Thank you so much.
He's doing exercise. I can tell.
You can tell he's doing exercises.
Oh, never mind.
So good to see everyone. Thank you so much for being here. All right, everyone. Have a great day. We'll see you later.